I appreciate very much this hearing. I also congratulate in the strongest way Secretary Yellen. It's what an honor to have a woman now running Treasury. It's very, very exciting. Come scolds about deficit spending when we Democrats are in power. They don't seem to remember that when they are, especially their 1.9 trillion giveaway to the wealthiest American, tax giveaway. It's probably even more now because the wealthiest have made so much money during this pandemic. But one of the things that I found so interesting about this particular hearing is that we have two incredibly intelligent people presenting today, and one's a Democrat and one's a Republican. One was appointed by a Democrat and one was appointed by a Republican. And yet they seem to be principled, scientific, speaking about the facts and not crazy things. I mean, this is the way it used to be. And so I appreciate it very, very much. And again, can't tell you how much I have enjoyed listening to this intelligent conversation. I'm sure that the secretary and the chairman have differences of opinions, as they should, but it would be done on a factual basis, and it would be done, I think, intelligently and scientifically. So in that spirit, I do want to ask about climate change. It seems that both of you have the notion that climate change could be a big deal and is, and you're studying. So what are the long-term investments that we need to be looking at with respect to climate change in our economy? And either one can go first.
Well, I'd start off by saying that climate change poses very severe risks to the well-being of humanity, and it's a global problem that demands a global solution. So while we need to address climate change at home, we also need to work globally to help other countries, particularly poorer countries, have the resources to address it as well. It is a top priority of the Biden administration. President Biden has released a detailed plan to combat climate change. We've rejoined the Paris Agreement. We intend to put forward a proposal to invest in sustainable infrastructure and to create new green jobs in the process. We've talked earlier in this hearing about evaluating the risks to businesses and to financial institutions from climate change, which the financial regulators are doing, and I hope to facilitate through FSOC, a sharing of information on best practices. We need to focus on information and disclosure of information about the risks to companies that investors need to channel their capital to in the right directions.
Mr. Chairman, so what about those risks to businesses and financial institutions? Mr. Chairman.
So we see this through a different lens appropriately from the Treasury Department, and that really is the lens of our existing mandate. We supervise banks and some other institutions to assure that they're understand and are managing the risks that they're running in their business. And we don't have a new mandate. That's what we do. And climate change is an emerging risk. So we're looking at it carefully. We actually are just in the very early stages of considering stress scenarios, and that's what others are doing too. It's an emerging idea. It's not actually something that people are conducting now, but we're doing that and many other things to get a basic understanding of how the financial system can be resilient against what may be very significant emerging risks over time.
Well, thank you. Yesterday in the Foreign Affairs Committee, we talked to David Beasley, the World Food Program climate change was such a big deal there, to famine and to other problems internationally. So again, I'm very thankful that you're working together and that you're scientific. Thank you.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.